So the CDC has updated its guidelines for children's development. And I've seen things like this happen in my career where the guidelines are a certain way, but then as people get less and less healthy, they'll adjust the guidelines to fit with what people are currently doing. And now this has happened with little kids. The guidelines until very recently said that children should say their first word by the time they're 12 months old. Now they have changed that to 15 months old. So instead of 12 months old, don't worry if your kid's not saying any words yet. Give them till 15 months old. The former guidelines were that at age 2, they should have a vocabulary of about 50 words. Now they're saying by 30 months, which is 2.5 years old. So they gave it 6 more months before they should have 50 words. They have removed completely crawling as a developmental milestone. Now, crawling, you talk to any chiropractor, they are neurological specialists. And when you are looking at the development of the brain and the coordination of the body, it's called cross crawling. When you crawl, your arms and legs are going, opposite each other, and it helps to make connections across the hemispheres of the brain and just helps development, overall. And so in the older days, if kids would skip crawling and kind of go straight to walking, some kids crawl a little bit and then they just jump up and they start walking. Well, you'd actually have to have them go back and do exercises as adults to crawl to encourage the development of those neural pathways. Now crawling's off the books. They don't even say a kid should crawl. Used to be that by 8 to 10 months they should be crawling. The CDC says they're updating it to the average of what is occurring, but don't worry, it doesn't signal that averages are delayed now. I don't know what it does signal, but that's what the CDC is saying. It doesn't mean that kids today are behind where kids used to be, although I don't know how you can draw that conclusion. Yes, kids today, lots and lots of kids today are developmentally behind where we were 10, 20, 30, and more years ago.